We talked about his battle with substance abuse, his sobriety now, his mental health, just all the things that he had to go through. I think now the fact that he's just being open and he's really not shying away from addressing any of these issues, to me, it felt like he was taking accountability for a lot of the things that had happened, and he owned up to it. He had these mental issues that he was dealing with, and the fact that he's been taking medicine for now close to a year, I think that's been a big thing in really helping him sort of get on the right path. And he also talked a lot about avoiding situations and avoiding triggers that really can lead him down to certain paths that he didn't want to go down. I talked to a lot of people in the Tiger Cats organization, and all of them said really that in an ideal scenario, Johnny sits on the bench, learns the CFL game, gets time to really get his mind right, and then they play well with Jeremiah Masoli, who's a starter. The road to the NFL is going to be tough. I mean, if he gets there and basically everything has to break right for him, I think we're talking about a 1-2 year process. Number one, he has to show that he can still play, because NFL teams, they haven't shied away from taking players with off-field issues, but the players that they do take on that have issues are really talented players who produce on the field. So number one, that's what's going to have to happen. He's going to have to go to the CFL and perform well, and he's going to have to keep his nose clean. Really, that's the main thing here. The other issue that we have to talk about is that he potentially could face a suspension for an alleged domestic violence incident from 2016. So that would be something else to weigh. Two things really struck me. One of them was when he was talking about his time in Cleveland. He said he was, and this is a direct quote, he said really, really depressed. He would get to his apartment, close the shades, and he'd just hang out and would not leave. And he just didn't want to see people. He didn't want to talk to people. It seemed like he was really in a dark place. Maybe the NFL environment and the expectations that were placed on him and everyone looking at him to be sort of the savior of this franchise weren't what he needed at the time, because it seemed like all that pressure just affected him in a way that he sought different outlets that really weren't good for him, the drinking and the partying mainly. And I think the biggest thing is just that he stays on his medication, and he told me he's mandated to see therapists once a week. He goes to see psychologists, and it seems like he's in a better place. And that's, I think, the most important thing. As long as he keeps the people around him that he needs to have around him, I think he'll start to make more and more improvements. But with Johnny, it's just always, can he avoid the setbacks? Can he avoid the things that have caused him trouble in the past? So I think this is a TBD, but he's on the right track. I can say that.